If you are new to online business, this could save you years of trial and error and also thousands of dollars. So, I'm going to be breaking down three beginner friendly business models that actually work, and also three that might look good on the surface but always lead to disappointment. Now, I have built multiple online business and coached thousands of beginners, and I've seen exactly what works and what doesn't. Now, the students who choose the right model, they often see results within 3 to 6 months, and the ones that don't choose the right model, they often end up losing their investment and they give up. So, in this video, I'm going to give you the truth as well as my honest thoughts to each model so that you can start with clarity and also some confidence. Now, here's exactly what we're going to cover. So, first, I'm going to reveal the three worst online businesses for beginners and why they fail. And then I'm going to show you the three best online businesses for beginners and why they work. After that, I'm going to give you the decision framework to choose the right one for your situation. And finally, I will share the action steps to get you started within your chosen business model. Now, you'll never have to waste time on the wrong business model again. Okay, so let's get into the three worst online businesses for beginners. Now, I'm going to be super real with you here because I don't want you wasting months or even years of your life on something that is destined to fail. I mean, what would be the point in that? So, the worst businesses for beginners, number three is drop shipping. So, up first, we're going to be talking about one of the most hyped business models on the internet, drop shipping. So, if you've ever been on YouTube, TikTok, chances are you've heard people say drop shipping is the easiest way to make money online. So, I'm going to give you the truth. On the surface, yes, it sounds really perfect. You don't need to hold stock, you don't need to manufacture anything. You find the product, you list it online, and the supplier ships it straight to the customer. But in reality, it is not that simple. Firstly, shipping times are brutal. If your customer is in New Zealand or Australia and your supplier is in China, you are looking at 2 to 4 weeks minimum for that delivery. And in the age of Amazon Prime and overnight delivery, people just aren't waiting 4 weeks for a dog water bottle or LED eyelashes. They want things fast. So when these people are not getting their order in a reasonable time frame, you're going to be the one dealing with those angry DMs and refund requests. Secondly, you have zero control over the product. So let's say the item is faulty, it arrives broken, or nothing looks like the pictures. Well, guess what? It is your brand and your reputation on the line. Can't inspect it, you can't touch it, and you can't really improve it. So you are really at the mercy of your supplier. And let's not forget, if you don't have a brand, you don't have any customer loyalty. So the second this product goes viral online, there's going to be hundreds, if not thousands, of other online stores using the exact same photos as you and be selling the same thing as you. So if you are drop shipping, you are not building a brand, you are just a middleman. So what's a better approach in this situation? If you are serious about building a business, I would suggest starting with a product that really solves a problem. You can do private label, so improve it, get samples, test the quality, and create a brand around this product. You don't need 50 items, you don't need a giant catalog, you just need one product that people genuinely want. And also a story that builds trust. A story is really, really helpful. So when you control that quality, you control the messaging, you control the customer experience, that is when you can build something really sustainable, something scalable, and something you can sell and make a lot of money from. So, yes, dropshipping can work short term, but if you want longevity, if you want brand loyalty and actual equity, you have to go beyond those quick wins and build something that is yours. So, build a brand. Now, the worst businesses for beginners, number two, is cryptocurrency trading. I'm sure you've seen this one online. Yes, it looks incredibly appealing because you see those massive returns that people are getting, and the market's open 24/7. There are tons of success stories online, and it seems like very easy money. But that's wrong because here is the brutal reality. Now, 95% of day traders lose money. That is a proven statistic. The market is extremely volatile, it is unpredictable. You also need a significant amount of capital to make any meaningful returns. So, the stress and the emotional decision making is really going to destroy you. And the real numbers are also pretty terrifying. So, the average retail crypto trader loses 40% of their investment. Only 3% of day traders are profitable in the long term, and most of those success stories that you see, they only happen during bull markets. Now, beginners fail in this industry because they treat speculation like it's a real business. So they have no risk management, they get very emotional about their trades, and they just don't understand the basic market dynamics. Now, the number one worst businesses for beginners is, drumroll, multi level marketing. I'm going to be blunt. This is not a business. It is a glorified sales rep job with a pyramid structure. I mean, don't hate on me if you're in this, but I'm just speaking the truth. So here's why MLMs are a bad move, especially for beginners. So number one, you are not building your own brand. You're actually promoting somebody else's brand. And at the end of the day, you do not own anything. You don't own the product. You don't own the customer list, the website, the brand. You own nothing. You are essentially just another distributor. And the second that you stop promoting, your income is going to stop as well. So you're essentially building somebody else's business for a commission. And when it comes to MLMs, 99% of people lose money. So that is not an exaggeration. That is actually from the Federal Trade Commission. So most people in MLMs, they either break even or they lose money after buying those starter kits, the monthly auto ship products, and also paying for events or training. So then who is making all the money when it comes to MLMs? It is the people at the top of the pyramid, and they often got in there very early. So you do not get paid to sell, you actually get paid to recruit in this business model. And if you get into MLM, this means you are constantly trying to sign up your friends, your family, your colleagues, and also strangers online. So you become that person who's always looking for 3 motivated women to join my team this month. Gets very, very awkward. So, what is a better alternative in this case? If you are interested in selling products and making money online, that is fantastic, but I would highly recommend you learn some real sales and marketing skills instead. So, take a course, learn how to build a website, understand how to find a product that people actually need, and also how to create your own digital products, service, or your brand around it. Because the best part about when you build something yourself is that you control the brand and you keep the customer list and you own that equity. So if you've ever been tempted by MLM, I get it because the promise is very, very shiny, but that payoff is not really what it seems. So we've got all the way to part number 2, the best businesses for beginners. This is the fun part. So starting with number 3, online coaching or consulting. So this is why it is ideal for beginners. You are monetizing knowledge that you already have, and those profit margins are incredible. So they are generally 80 to 95%. You can start immediately, and it's also very scalable if you can start to implement some group programs. So to get this going, you're going to need expertise in a specific area, the ability to get results for other people, and ideally some basic communication skills, and a very simple website or landing page is going to be fine. So the income potential of this is really, really amazing. So one-on-one coaching, it might pay $100 to $500 an hour, and group coaching can bring in thousands of dollars every single month. And let's say you expand into in-person workshops or in-person events, this can bring in even more. So what is the best niche for beginners? So you could do things like business skills or marketing or sales or productivity. Let's say you're into health and fitness or personal development. There are so many different angles or different niches that could do this. Maybe you have professional skills, so you could do things like career coaching or interview prep. So you know you have the skills. How do you get started? So, first, I would identify what you are already good at. And then I'd suggest getting results for 3 to 5 people for free to get those testimonials, pop them up on your website, create a very simple coaching package. I would suggest starting off with friends and network referrals. So, I myself offer a mentorship support program through my website, and I've got a ton of students in there investing in my 12-month coaching package. And within that package, I give them that extra support to launch and grow their business faster. So, the best businesses for beginners, number 2, is having an e-commerce store, and I would suggest just starting off with 1 to 3 products. And here's why it is such a good option for beginners. You're creating tangible products that people can touch, they can feel, and those startup costs are generally quite manageable with the right approach. And there's also just so much demand in today's e-commerce boom. So, what are the top product categories? Well, the best ones that I found tend to be in health and wellness, could be home and kitchen gadgets, pet accessories, beauty and skincare items, and also fitness equipment. But there are so many products out there, like thousands and thousands and thousands of products. Just have a deep dive in social media and you do not need to reinvent the wheel. I would just sell an existing product and do your branding and your marketing really, really well. So this is what I teach in my business masterclass, exactly how to start a business with a limited budget and grow it very, very quickly. So my first business was a shapewear business. I started this one with around $5,000 and I made $3.5 million in that first year when I was 22 years old. A year later, I launched my supplement business and I made another $2.6 million in that first year of that business. And 2 years later, I launched my gift box business with $3,000 from a home kitchen, and it now does over $1 million in sales some months. After that, I launched a hair care business. So in 2023, I made $4.6 million that year from my hair care business. So the income potential can be really, really huge. It doesn't really matter what product it is, you can make anything work with the right marketing. And as a beginner, you can realistically make $2,000 to $10,000 per month. But once you hit that intermediate level, or you start to get into that scaling mode, we are talking $20,000 to $100,000 per month. So my student here, Ella, she is based in New Zealand. She was once upon a time an ECE teacher, and she just had this dream of working from home with her son. So she launched her children's product business after taking my business masterclass, and she made $1,000 on her first day, quit her job after 1 month, and 7 months later, I got this DM from her one day, and she is making thousands of dollars every single day. Now, my student here, Raz, she is also New Zealand based, so she launched her children's homeware product. She made $14,000 in the first week, and she did $100,000 by the fourth month. Another student here, she launched her journal business. She sold $10,000 worth in the first month. So, what do you actually need to get started? So, firstly, you'd browse online supplier platforms like Alibaba or use a local contract manufacturer to find and create a product that solves real problems. Next, you can set up a professional website using Shopify to showcase and sell your products. And the final step in this is driving traffic through social media and also your ads. So if you want detailed step-by-step instructions of this, I have taught thousands of people how to do this in my business masterclass training. Just click the link below to watch my free class to learn how all of this works. Now, the beauty of this model is that you can start really, really small. So order some product samples first, test that market, and over time, you're just gonna scale and grow. And the number one best online business for beginners is digital products. So I'm talking about things like courses or templates or guides or any product that is online. So here's why it is the absolute best. You create this product once and you can sell it over and over and over again. And of course, you can adapt it and improve it over time, but you don't have to start that from scratch. Now, the profit margins when it comes to digital products are very, very high. So I'd say between 90 to 95%. It is also very scalable and it helps to build a long term passive income. So, what kinds of digital products can you create? My favorite is online courses. So, you could create an online course teaching your expertise. It could be templates and tools for specific industries, maybe ebooks and guides, and also simple software tools and apps. And the income potential is just incredible. So, I've hit over $2 million in just 2 years selling digital products and online trainings. Some of my students are doing the same. So, Tony Street, who is a very well known TV broadcaster in New Zealand, she just launched her own online communications training after doing my digital products training, and she had 55 signups pretty much straight away. And my students, Charlotte and Teresa's baby and child first aid training is going absolutely crazy. So they sold 49 courses yesterday online, and their in person trainings are also booked out 5 months ahead. Now, what are the startup requirements for this? So, you do need some sort of knowledge or skills that people want to learn, or maybe even gone through an experience that other people can relate to. So, let's say you had acne and now your acne is clear. So, you could create a training on how you cleared your acne. Or let's say you have endometriosis or ADHD. You could create a training on how you could manage and overcome the symptoms. So, how can you get started with this type of business? Firstly, identify what you can teach to other people. So, create your minimum viable course or training. Just launch it, and over time, you can improve it based on the feedback. And all you need are some basic content creation abilities, a really simple course platform like Teachable or Thinkific. I really like Thinkific, I'm on Thinkific, and then just simply promote it to your social media. So, if you want to learn my step by step framework for digital products, just click the link below and learn how you can do this as well. There are basically no startup costs or inventory, so you really do not have any excuse. Now, I want to talk about the decision framework. So, we've talked about all the different types of businesses. How do you choose the right business model for you? So, this is a very simple decision framework with four key factors. So, factor number one is your current skills and experience. And I would suggest starting with what you already know, which means that you can start straight away. So ask yourself, what skills do I have? What do people ask me for help with? And what am I naturally good at? So I would be choosing something that aligns with your strengths, and that is going to give you a massive head start. So, factor number two is your time and your resources. So, I want you to be realistic here. How many hours can you realistically commit every single week? Do you need to make money fast, or can you wait a few months? And obviously, you're not going to be choosing a business that demands 20 hours a week if you only have 5. Now, factor number three is your risk tolerance. So, different businesses are going to come with different risks. If you are more of a cautious person, I would start off with low risk models like freelancing or digital products. And if you can handle a little more risk and uncertainty, you might definitely explore e commerce or those product based businesses. And the final factor, factor number four, is your learning style. Now, some people love being creative and other people prefer data or structure. So, I would pick a business model that is going to fit in with how you naturally like to work. Because if you hate doing this, you're obviously not going to stick with it. Now, to finish this, we are going to go through your action plan to actually get you moving forwards. So, step number one is pick your business model. And I would suggest doing this in the next 7 days. Give yourself a deadline. Use that decision framework and choose that one path and commit to this. Do not juggle multiple ideas. Focus wins. Now, step number two is validating your idea. Now, before you go out there and start building a bunch of things, it's a good idea to make sure that people actually want what you are offering. So, I would research your competitors, join some online communities, maybe reading some reviews, listening to your market. And step number three is creating a really simple offer. So, this should take no more than 1 to 2 weeks. If it's a service, define exactly what you're going to deliver and your price. If it's a product or digital download, I would create the most basic version of that solves the core problem. And step number four is getting your first paying customer. This is the very exciting part. So, this is your number one goal for the first 1 to 2 months. Start with your own personal network, create content that shows what you do. That's probably the best thing you can do. And then also reaching out to potential customers or sending your product to influencers to promote your business, just getting some awareness out there. And one customer is all you need to get a little bit of momentum, get you excited, and scale the rest. Which leads me to number five, scaling. So now that you've proven the offer, it is your time to grow. So this is where you could raise your prices, maybe streamline your systems, and get more customers through what is already working. So you could add new products or services. And when you are ready, start building a small team to support your growth. So this is the formula: the right business model and consistent action. These two in combination are going to equal success. And here are some things that you should avoid as well, like trying too many things at once, waiting for everything to be perfect, focusing on yourself instead of solving a real problem, and also giving up too soon. And remember that you do not need the perfect idea. You just need a really good one and also the discipline to see this idea through. So, if you are ready to stop wondering which business to start and actually begin building one that works for beginners, I want to help you choose the right path and get started immediately. So, click the link in the description to learn more about how to start a product or digital product business immediately, even if you have a limited budget, limited time, no experience, because that is exactly how I started and how all of my students start actually. And remember, the best business for you is the one you actually start and stick with. So stop researching and just start building because your future customers are out there waiting for you.